Hi everyone, welcome to our first edition of Sunday Salon on the road. Okay, I'm Nancy Pellegrini, and my Sunday Salon partner, Wayne Riley, and I decided we were going to start doing external Sunday Salons to give you a little bit more exposure to these wonderful musicians and to have them play on, in this case, a better piano. So let me introduce you to our first guest of our first external Sunday Salon, Sheng Yuan. Okay, Sheng Yuan is a master pianist. He has done a lot of different cycles, Beethoven cycle, the first Bach cycle in China, Chopin cycle. He's known for really big projects, for playing on period instruments and modern instruments, for giving lectures, a really in-depth interpretation of everything he does. Just a wonderful musician. And he has an upcoming project starting this month and lasting for the next 6 years called I Love Chopin, where he's going to be playing all of Chopin's music for piano over the next 6 years, which means all the solo pieces, the vocal pieces, and the chamber music pieces. So I'm going to be just having some very casual conversation with him. He's going to be teaching me a little bit about some of these pieces, and we're going to be talking about his feelings about Chopin and how he came to love Chopin. So without further ado, let me introduce Sheng Yuan.
Well,
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. All right, so first, why don't you tell us how you started playing piano in the first place?
Well, my parents are both musicians in the, back then called Central Philharmonic, which is, the beginning of National Symphony now.
Right.
My father is a violinist, my mother is a pianist. And, back then in the 70s, well, now you know my age, really, kids had nothing much to do, and we used to go to school only for half a day because of limited space in the school. So we go half a day, and the rest of the day we didn't really have much homework to do. So people go out, we go have soccer, play soccer games, we play in the mud.
Yeah.
And so my parents wanted me to, not wasting so much time. They didn't really think so much. My mother is a pianist, so she taught me.
Right.
Why
did they not pick violin? Why piano?
Well, very simple, because my older brother, he ended up playing the violin with my father, so my mother taught me piano, just like that.
Does he still play violin?
No, not anymore.
Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you started playing piano, and then what happened? Then you began studying under Zhou Guangren, right?
That's later. I studied with my mother for 4 years. I mean, in between the studies with my mother, really there was a soccer craze in China.
Right.
And I wanted to play soccer. I didn't want to play piano. And so I fought with my mother. She almost gave up. She thought, okay, do whatever you wanted to do. But my father thought I was talented in music, and I loved music. The only thing I didn't like was practicing.
Right.
So he made a deal with me. He said, well, son, why don't you practice piano for an hour and a half a day, so then you can go play soccer as much as you want. And so I thought it was a good deal.
That was fair. Right,
it was fair.
Right.
So,
but at this time, because I've spoken to other musicians about your age, and at this time, it didn't seem to be the brutal 8 hours a day, don't get up off the piano, the practice, right? I mean, it seemed like it was a little bit more...
Yeah.
Because no one really knew the international standard yet, so it seemed like it was a little bit more casual approach to music.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Well, there's some parents were more strict, but then nobody really practiced something like 8 hours.
Okay.
Right? Like nowadays.
Where that's normal now, yeah.
Yeah. But my parents was very easygoing, which is untypical of most of the Chinese parents.
Right.
Yeah,
even
today.
Then.
Yeah, even then and even today. Yeah.
Right.
So I had a good childhood.
You were lucky.
Yeah,
okay.
I was lucky.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. So so you started playing, and then you studied with Zhou Guangren, who we know is the first lady of piano in China.
Exactly.
Really the founder of the modern Chinese piano.
Right.
Most of the great pianists have studied with her.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
She actually founded the first private piano school in China. And I was one of the first students there.
Okay.
And I clearly remember how she encouraged me, because in the first student recital I ever played, I was so nervous. I messed up, some Czerny etudes. I played so fast, and I couldn't get through at the beginning. So I start from the beginning. I did it again. I finished the piece. So I was so embarrassed. I went to a next building to hide.
Yeah.
And she actually, after the concert, she came to look for me.
Yeah.
And she found me and said that, you know, even though you did not play up to your standard, but from the way you play so fast and you still got through the piece shows that you have a big potential.
Yeah.
And that really encouraged me
Yeah.
a lot. And I really thanked her.
She's very kind.
Very
lady.
kind.
Yeah.
And I still, I mean, up to this day, I kind of teach in the same way.
Okay.
In her spirit.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So tell us first why Chopin is important to the world.
First of all, I think Chopin is important to Poland. It's so important to Poland that he probably is the name card of Poland.
Okay.
The symbol of Poland is Chopin is way above anything or anybody else.
Okay.
And he really made the whole world recognize Poland as a culture and as a country.
Okay.
But how or why is he so important to the world? I think the fact that his music is deep and sophisticated enough that the intellectuals would understand it and appreciate it. But then also it's simple and easy enough that when common folks to hear it at the first hearing, they will understand it.
Okay.
So he is really a sophisticated musician and artist, while at the same time he speaks to everyone.
Okay.
Not just the professionals.
Okay.
So I think that's in this case he is most loved by almost everyone in the world, and therefore he is probably one of the most important composers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in my understanding, if you say something like that he is, he's simple enough to understand the first hearing, but the more you listen to him, the more layers they are, the more complexity you can pick up. Is it something like that? So you don't ever get bored of Chopin.
Right.
So
No,
it's attractive enough on a surface level that everyone, you've got a little tune you can hum. Everyone sort of knows it. They're very catchy tunes. Everyone sort of knows Chopin, but for a musician, you can go deeper and deeper and deeper and never get bored. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. You know, sometimes we meet people like this. You know, some deep people can be very difficult to approach at the beginning. You know, they talk in a language that you don't understand. But Chopin is easygoing and polite and normal.
Okay, all right.
That you easily relate to him.
There's nothing intimidating about him.
Right, he's not intimidating. But then at the same time, the more you get to know him, you find him a deep person.
Okay.
He's not a shallow person who only talk about niceties.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's what's so special about
And
Chopin.
you were saying something like Bach is too grand. No, what was it? Bach was
too serious.
Serious, and then Beethoven was too grand, you said?
Beethoven, I said Bach could be too great, and Beethoven could be too righteous.
Okay.
And
Tchaikovsky is too sentimental.
Too sentimental.
Liszt is too extroverted.
Liszt is too extroverted.
Okay.
And Schumann too intense.
Intense. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think Chopin is at the center of
something
everything.
for everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay. And why then? So with your personal journey, you started playing Chopin very early as you were a young professional and giving concert tours around the United States and studying in Manhattan School of Music.
Right.
And you became known for Chopin. And then your teacher said to you, you want to play some Bach. And your teacher said, your Chopin is as good as anyone's, but your Bach will never be as good as Rosalind Turk. And you decided you wanted to go study with Rosalind Turk to make your Bach good. So you kind of dropped out of concertizing for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, and now you're back, and then just so people don't know that you were the first Bach. Well, I said the first Bach cycle in China, but you changed the attitudes of Chinese toward Bach.
Yeah.
And now you're back in Chopin. So your personal journey with Chopin and Bach, and before and after and now and then, and how can you describe your own journey with Chopin?
Well, I think I am a natural Chopin player.
Okay.
Almost from the very beginning.
Okay.
Sensitive, colorful. The nuances I pick up easily and express them easily.
Okay.
By nature, I am not an intellectual, musician. I am more of a.
But you're an intellectual person.
Intellectual person.
I think because this is when I write something about you, and I always have like 2 sentences to do it.
Right.
I always say no one blends intellectualism and emotion like the way you do. Because the amount of study and research you put into everything you play, book study that you put into, to me, you shouldn't be as emotional a player as you are.
Yes.
And you somehow manage to combine them. And that's what I've always liked about you as a musician.
Yeah. Well, thank you for pointing that out and appreciate what I do. At the beginning, when I was much younger, I wasn't so intellectual. I think I was smart, but then I didn't read so many books. And I kind of had an idea, maybe like many of the artists would have, is that the more intellectual you become, the less sensitive you become.
Okay.
As if intellect and sensitivity are the two things against each other, work against each other. And I had the attitude, but Rosalind Turek actually once pointed out to me, she said that, I know you think the more you think, the less you will feel.
Okay.
She said quite the opposite. The more you think and the more you know, there are more things that you know how to feel, you know what to feel, and you know what to express.
Okay.
So the more you know and the more you think, the more you will be able to express yourself and feel about of the music that you play. So that really opened up my mind. So that solved my psychological,
It opened up a whole new musical world for you, I would think. I mean, as I said, I've followed you now for years, and I've seen a lot of your concerts, and I've interviewed you many times, and every time we talk, I'm impressed of how much research and background knowledge you have about the composers and the time period before you even get to the music, and I don't hear that from anyone else.
A lot of them. Well, there are better ones.
Okay.
Because I guess the only difference is I talk to people who know even more than I do.
Yeah, that's my job. Yeah, that's all I do. Every day is what I do. That. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So how was your Chopin different before and after? With all the things that you learned, how did it change your... I remember one time you played a sample of a very romantic style of Chopin when you played waltz, and then very kind of conversational, something like that. Is there something that you could do?
Sure. I think that when I was much younger, I overly romanticized Chopin.
Right.
And I thought that Chopin, the more romantic or the more feelings, the more expression you put into, the more touching or moving it becomes.
Okay.